Hello guys, so hope you are all staying healthy and fine. So in the previous video we covered how to access the records for X objects into the VF page. So today we will know about inserting records for related objects. So if parent and child records are to be inserted, then we have to first insert the parent record and then we have to insert the ID record. Okay, so whenever we need to provide the ID of the parent record to the relationship field in the child object. Okay, see here one example is given. Insert contact for an account. So we'll first initialize the account object and then we'll give the values for name and phone. So how to insert the contact for account? In the same manner as account is inserted, contact is also inserted, but we'll use the account ID relationship field here. So c1.account ID is equal to a.id. See here, it is the ID of the about account record. Okay, so we'll use the insert DML statement here. Okay, so here in the contact we'll use the account ID relationship field. Okay, so let's see one use case for this. So we have to create a VF page to get account and contact details. Okay, so here in this class we'll insert the account and then we'll insert the contact using two methods. Okay, so first we'll declare it as a string. So we'll take the name and rating for the account and we'll take last name and first name for the contact as the input parameters. So here in this we'll take the ID of the account as the relationship field in the contact and we'll insert the contact and account using this Apex class. Okay, let's create the Apex class now and copy paste this. So now I'm going to create a class for this account contact insertion. So the class is created now. So now we are going to create a page for this class. Okay, so first let's take the controller attribute for the page, and then we'll take the form component after this. Okay, so next we'll take the page block, one page block for account and another page block for contact. So we'll give the title as the account block. And then we'll include page block buttons. We'll give the location attribute a stop, and then we'll use the command button for insert. So here we are not including any action component, so action attribute. So when we click on the insert button, it only refresh the page. Okay, next we'll take the command button here. We'll give the value as insert. Okay, now we'll take the page block section for entering the name and rating, and then we'll take the page block section item. Inside the page block section item, we'll take the output label and then input text value. In the same manner, for 4 parameters, we'll take the 3 page block section items, and then here 2 blocks are taken for account and contact. Okay, So the page is done now. Let's save this and preview how it will get. So the two blocks are created, account block and contact block. So we can't insert directly because we didn't use the action attribute here. It only refresh the page. Okay, when we give the input text values, it will only refresh the page. So I went to the accounts page and contacts page to search for whether it is inserted or not, but later I found that here we didn't use the action attribute. Okay, so like this we'll insert the related records for the related records of object. Okay, so here another topic is creating records for SO objects. In this one there are two formats. Okay, so normally format 1 is preferred because it takes only one line of code. Prefer to format 2. Okay, because in format 1 we can give the field values using comma separated. Okay, so how to handle the exception in the programming? So exception handling is nothing but using try catch block in the programming. Okay, here are some examples. One is standard object example and one is custom object. Okay, we'll use the try catch block and their message is shown in the system.debug block. Okay, so let's try this example in the anonymous window. So here DML exception have to be is the one word, so I mistakenly given the space between them, so that's why it's showing error. Okay. So I corrected the error, so it is showing the message now in the debug only. We'll get a message, so required fields are missing, so we didn't given the name field, so required fields are missing. It will throw the message. Okay, so now we are done with the exception handling. So now we know now so how to handle the exception handling using try catch block. So next we'll move on to the next topic called how to throw the error message from VF to Apex. Okay. So another example is there for try catch block. This one is for custom objects. So next one is how to throw error message from VF to Apex. So in VF page, using page messages component, we can throw the error message, okay, directly from VF to Apex. And then in Apex controller, we have some syntax called apex pages dot add message. In the bracket, we'll add new apex pages dot message, and then we'll give the severity error, and then we'll give the error message in this. So we'll take the one example for this. Okay. So here let's take this example for error messages. Okay, so in this example, so there is one error in the class, that is see here in this my message one method we have to add string and msg, so that's why it's showing error. So I later realized that we have to give the data type also including the msg keyword. Okay, so now we are going to create a class for this. So here one error is there in the class. Okay, not know unknowingly, so I have got some errors in this. So later I realized and then I corrected the error. Okay, in this my message one method block, so inside the brackets we have to include the string as well. Okay, see now it will get executed. So let's save this and move on to the VF page for this controller, Apex controller. Okay, so what is the purpose of this page? So if you give the name as given in the class, it will not show any error message. So if you give a name other than the name which was declared in the Apex class, then it will throw an error message like name should be some x. Okay, so here we are taking the page for this class. Now let's check how it will be displayed. So when we enter the name other than the name which is given in the Apex class, so we should get the error message on the top of the page. Okay, so I'm correcting the quotations which is in the page, it's not properly given, so that's why I'm correcting that. Okay, let's save this and preview how it will be displayed. So we'll get a name block here. So if you give the name as Alekia, so we will not get any error message when we click on that button check name. See, if you give the name other than that, we'll get the error message. See the error we got. So like this we use the page message component. So that's all for today, guys. We'll see more about this, about arrays of SObject and arrays of primitive type and reference types, how to use arrays in VF page. So let's see this in the next video. Okay, until then, stay healthy and safe. Thank you.